Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Geeky Nerd here, and today we're going to be talking about the Sharps Brothers, the Jack AR lower. So, about this lower. First of all, it's a miniature work of art. Wouldn't you agree? Now, I got this lower to make a ultimate AR build. Basically, I was looking to create something that is no expenses spared, the best of the best parts that fit for me, and just again a high-end build with no specialty or anything like that, just a very good general purpose, can do it all high-end parts build. Because as most of you guys know, and I'm sure you probably do yourself, while it's nice to take the budget AR or the budget Glock or what have you and customize them, tune them up to be the perfect all-around gun, but then there's still those little parts that you kind of wish were improved, and it's nice to sometimes start just from the ground up and do the best of the best of the best, which is what I'm intending to do with this lower. Now, if you guys watched my previous video, the SIG 516, where I mentioned I was kind of gonna start doing a build and kind of the building process and review and stuff like that, this is where it's going to start taking off here. This I'm going to pair with the SIG 516 upper, which I did a full review on previously on the channel, so go check that out. It's going to be up here at the end. And this is going to be the lower for it. So enough about talking about what the future plans for this bad boy are here. Let's talk about it itself. Now, the first thing I'd say is I put the Ultra Duty checkered takedown pin set from Geisley Automatics, just because they're really good. They're stainless steel. They are, and they're not flashy. Now, another thing with this build I was going to be doing is making a blacked out stealth. So not like flashy, not like, colors and things like that. So more or less just very flat. And this was going to be the only accenting piece, but keep it black. So that's what my intention for it was. Now, with this Ultra Duty takedown pin set, first thing I do with any AR build, and I will never do it on camera because there's such a high chance of you messing it up, it's not even funny, is putting this front pin in, because it's kind of tedious to do, and to do it on camera, I just don't think I got it in me. So that's the only thing I've added here. One thing I will say about these Geisley pins, though, before we start talking about the lower, is that they are fantastic. Now, you think takedown pins, they're not that important. Yeah, these are like $25-esque around there. But for what you're getting, they are really nice. You do have a stainless steel spring and detent. And one thing I like about them is they actually come out a bit more from the body, and as well as they have a little dimple there, so when you're using a bullet to press out the pins, it's not going to slip and mar your finish. So the detent is nice, but not too deep to where you can push your thumb on it, and it'll push it out to, where some of those pins you just can't do that. But they're very nice. Snaps in place. Very nice checkering. Again, very subdued, but goes with the overall aesthetics of this. So for Sharps Brothers, what they do is they take solid blocks of aluminum and they mill them out. So for those that don't know, you pretty much have three standard variations of receivers. Low receivers for ARs. You have milled from billet, which is this right here. You have forged, and then you have cast. Now, people say the forging, which is like the Anderson upper, the poverty ponies, are the strongest, which they are because of the whole crystalline structure and how the aluminum gets created and stuff like that. The casting is obviously the weakest because it has different micro fissures and things like that in the metal, and then billet is kind of like the middle in between, but they are definitely not as strong as like the Anderson lowers. Now, one thing you do get with the billet is you can get crazy designs like this because it's not having to flow into a mold or be created or anything like that, to where you have to break it out of a mold, and this is actually being CNC milled out. You can do all these different designs and all these different bevels and things like that because they basically take a solid block of aluminum and they'll mill this entire bit out piece by piece, which is nice. So it's like Michelangelo crafting from stone, Now, with this, it is 7075 T6 aluminum, which is the industry standard, the strongest type of aluminum that you get. You have 7075, but a lot of people don't realize the T6 is the tempering of the aluminum, which gives it its hardness and rigidity, which this is the highest grade. The lower itself is a bit heavier than an Anderson. Definitely, as you see, it has definitely more material, but very well built, sturdy overall. Now getting a close-up here, you can see they have great attention to detail. You have each individual teeth that is milled out. Just very good attention to detail all the way throughout. The threads cut very nicely, not sharp at all, and just overall really good build. Now, one thing about this lower and all billet lowers essentially is that because you are getting this art aesthetic and it does take machining hours to create, they do run a bit more expensive. So this lower, you're looking at about $300, which I know is a lot, but if you're going to do what I plan on doing with it, it's a little bit of a price to pay, but well worth it. Now, one thing about this here is you can see it has the bolt release. Now, this is actually threaded, which I find fantastic because if you haven't built an AR before, you basically have to take a roll pin and punch your way through this, and you can end up slipping and marring the finish and just becomes a whole debacle, or the little lip around here gets all chattered up, which is never good for anybody. But this is threaded, so all you have to do is pretty much put it in there, put the pin in, thread it in. It's fantastic. As you see here, we have a 3-position indicated safety. Stay tuned for what I'm about to plan to do with that. But yeah, I mean, with that, this lower is just fantastic, fantastically machined. Now, certain things will not work on it, like you can't have too much of an oversized magazine release. And one thing that I wanted to do but couldn't was I wanted to put an ambidextrous magazine release on here, but because of the tolerances of this here and it kind of comes above the edge, I couldn't do it. However, that's not a big thing because, I mean, if you're getting proper grip angle, you should be able to hit that button. One thing you see here, it does have an enlarged trigger guard, which is nice. Again, especially what I plan on doing in conjunction with that and this. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, overall, very nice lower, very high quality. Definitely no expenses spared, especially for what I was doing for this build. Does come in this nice little box. It is padded. It does come with some stickers. I've already put those on the safe, so sorry, you can't see those. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this here. I just wanted to talk about this lower. Go check them out. Now, they do come in stock in kind of waves, so they're not always in stock like the Andersons. They come and go as they seem to please, or as fast as they can manufacture them, because they are a bit of a smaller operation, especially with all the machining hours and stuff they have to go into creating this. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed viewing this. If you have any kind of questions, comments, anything like that, leave them down below. If you did like it, especially, please think about subscribing and throw a like if you liked the video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.